So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the transform tools, some of the blending modes, opacity, and effects so that you can make an image similar to this. So I'm going to go to File, Open. I'm going to find my sky image of the rainbow. I'm going to double click it to open it. And I'm also going to show you how to flip the image, just the image, not the canvas, because I think that would be handy to know. When I opened it, it automatically became a background layer, which means it's locked and I can't edit it. So in order to change that, the quick way is to double click it and label it. There are other ways to do it, but that's the quickest way. So that's the way that I like. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and these are tools that are good to know. Other transform tools like Scale, Rotate, Skew, Distort, Perspective, and Warp. You can even rotate your image. And in this case, I'm just going to flip my image. Okay, there it is flipped, but now I'm going to place an image on top of that so I can show you the blending layers and how they work. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, so that the image goes inside this Photoshop file, and I'm going to find the image I want, which are these flowers. I'm going to place it, and I'm going to resize it. But I find that, I want my canvas to be landscape, so it fits the flowers better. So how do I do that? I'm going to Enter. So those transform tools go away, and I can place my image. I'm going to go to Image, Image Rotation, and I am going to rotate my canvas. Okay, and there, I have done it. So now I need to rotate my image by going to the corner. When I see that double-headed curved arrow, I know I can rotate it. And then I'm going to scale it. And right now, because my flower layer is completely opaque, the opacity, that means how see-through something is or how transparent is 100%. You cannot see the rainbow at all. But if I go and change my opacity, you can start to see the rainbow. And if I go to 0%, you can't see it at all. So I'm going to keep it at about 50%. And now I'm going to play with the blending modes. But let's say I'm going to first show you actually with the opacity 100%. So the blending modes basically blends the two layers together. So it blends my top layer and my bottom layer, and it gives you a new look. So I'm going to go through and show you kind of what it looks like. And it does different things depending on your images. For example, I wanted to show you the blending modes on the heritage collage that I was working on, but I noticed none of my images were really blending nicely together. So I wanted to show you what was possible. So I just opened a new file, and you can test out some of this. And if some of them aren't working very well, like normally I like the overlay, you can go to the opacity and play with both the opacity and the blending mode and see how that looks. That kind of gives like the dreamy look. It's kind of nice. Okay. So you could just play around with the opacities, play around with the different blending modes and see, ooh, this kind of gives like a weird, eerie look. So depending on the mood you're going for. I actually went with hard light. So it just takes some playing around with the settings to see what you like. And next, actually, I'm going to play with the saturation of the rainbow. So it's going to be a nice time to show you that. So I highlighted my rainbow layer, and I'm going to go to adjustment layer. So adjustment layer, it's down here on the bottom. It kind of looks like a circle, and it's half colored and half not. Just an adjustment over your layer, so it kind of changes the way that it looks. So maybe I want to change its vibrance. So I can make it more vibrant, more saturated, like more color. And I kind of like that. Maybe I want to change, I'm not going to explain each one, but basically maybe I want to change the brightness, or I can make it dark. That's kind of, I like it bright. See these layers, an adjustment layer kind of came on top of it. And if you don't like one, you can always click it and drag it to the trash can. So I'm not going to explain each one, but I just want you to know that's another option, and that is there. So now I'm going to place my writing image. I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded. I'm going to find my writing image, and I'm going to scale it so it fits the canvas a bit better. Hit enter so it's placed. And I am going to try out my blending modes. And the text works really nicely, which is why I wanted to show you this. And it's kind of like perfect for the heritage collage. It might be cool for the background. Some, again, works better than others. It really depends on the image that you have and the look and mood you're going for. So I kind of like these options up here, darken or multiply. I'm going to try color burn, and then I'm going to bring down the opacity. And that looks cool. And again, if you ever don't like anything, you can hit Control Z and it'll bring you back. But I don't want to do that because I like that look. But I notice my flowers kind of disappeared. So I'm going to bring that up a little bit. Or maybe try a different blending mode. So here's my final image. I'm going to save it and probably put it into my heritage collage. I haven't decided yet. For this assignment, you have a choice. You can either use 3 of your own images and play with the modes that I just showed you, or download my 3 images and play with the opacity, blending modes, adjustment layers, and some of the transform tools that I showed you in this video, and just upload your finished image as a PNG.